Hey team, you're watching Hide and Sneakz, and we're now doing the upcoming release video for March, which is always a bit of a kind of double-edged sword. Great to be looking at new sneakers, but after an amazing month like February with things like All-Star Weekend, a really tough act to follow. That said, there's plenty of cool pairs I'm going to talk about us this month, so let's get straight into it with our first pair. Starting off on March 5th, we have the Air Max 95 in the big bubble version of the neon colorway. Now, I have no idea why Nike releases the neon year on year on year. It's something that a lot of us have already got access to many times and probably haven't worn that much in the modern day because of that bold coloring on the side of it. That said, I've always felt that the neon kind of carries the Air Max 95 model. So if Nike is using the big bubble treatment to sell us more Air Max 95s when we don't necessarily need them, I do think they're really relying on the neon colorway to do that. And to be honest, I've always felt they've used the Air Max 95 in the neon colorway as a way to sell Air Max 95s. So this is just more of the same, but if you haven't got the neon colorway somehow in all the many year-on-year releases, this is an opportunity to pick that pair up. Also releasing on March 5th, and we have a pair for the ladies, the Nike Air Max 95 Air Max Pack in the University Gold. I think this one's quite interesting in the sense that you don't often see gold and yellow used in a gradient, and it's quite interesting to see on a pair that obviously has the ability to do the multiple materials kind of grading up on the Air Max 95s. Moving over to March 6th, and we have this pair here, the Nike Jar 3 at the At Dawn colorway. Now there's some really cool theming that has been done on the Jar 3s. I think there's some really cool pairs coming out. I see my eyes on the Jurassic pair. I think that's a fantastic example of gradient inside the shoe as well. But this is one that we can all relate to. You can kind of see the sort of at dawn sunrise coming up and instantly think of a sunset or a memory of your own. I think Jar himself has always been prepared to push the boundaries. So on this pair, kind of having that more sort of heavy theming and a kind of acquired kind of taste does sort of add a bit of uniqueness to it. Moving over to March 7th, and we have this pair here, the Air Jordan 4 Lakers. Now, technically speaking, this is not a March release, but it's more of a March general release. It did get released in parts in LA during All-Star Weekend, but in terms of the main public, this is our opportunity to pick up this pair, and it is an absolutely incredible one. There's so much to like about a good Jordan 4 that uses a suede upper, bit of an interesting tone, and then kind of has some of the good features that we like. We're a bit spoiled by this one now, but it has got Nike Air on the back, which is always a plus, but I really do like that color and upper treatment. It's very reminiscent of that Friends and Family pair of Travis Scott's, but I will talk more about other vibe checks in a dedicated video on this particular model, and I absolutely love it. So if you can get it, chase it, buy one, buy two, buy three, it's great. Moving on to March 7th, and we had the collaboration between Teyana Taylor and Jordan. This time as a second collaboration, but on a Jordan 3. Now she has done a collaboration before, last time that was on a Jordan 1 Comfort 2, but now she's able to go for one of the flagship models, and she's done some pretty crazy stuff. I think a lot of us, when we saw the kind of rendered images of what this could be, the rose thorns over the side, it just seemed like that was impossible. When you actually see the shoe, they've actually managed to do that. Not only does the sole have a really unique look, being a kind of concrete rose part, and I'm really impressed at how Jordan has been able to kind of put that together on the shoe. Then the materials on the shoe look absolutely insane. It's going to be a really hard one to get this, guys. Think Arm in year 3s when they first came out, it's going to be that hype, and I think even more. We saw some sneak images of this at All-Star Game. Teyana Taylor was there rocking it herself. Ludacris himself was also wearing it and rocking a pair. The shoe itself looks to be, from images online, fantastic materials. So this is a great shoe to pick up and go and chase. Moving on to March 13th, and we have the Air Jordan 13, this time in the Chicago colorway. I think it looks a lot better in white because sometimes those darker colors, it doesn't quite show the inspiration as much behind this pair. You're definitely getting that golf ball dimple effect on the outside, and it looks really crisp and really clean. So if you do love your OG Chicago colorways, this is an awesome one to pick up. Releasing on March 13th, we have the Nike KD6 in the peanut butter and jelly colorway. Yep, that's right, Nike has released a pair for Kevin Durant based on one of his favorite pastime snacks. Now, it's not the first time we saw this pair, it's actually a retro for that, so if you do love your KDs, great opportunity. What can you say? It's got some good theming in there. If you like your KDs, this is another way to pick up one of his models. And look, if LeBron can have a pair inspired by cereal, and Michael Jordan can have a pair inspired by his underwear, then Kevin Durant deserves one inspired by his sandwiches. So that's there if you guys want to buy that. Moving on to March 14th, and we have a new pair of Travis Scott Jumpman Jacks coming out, this time in the green spark colorway. Now the name gives it away a little bit. It's nothing like his past pairs that have been muted colors like your browns, your creams, your tans, or even some of the softer colors like pinks. This one is black with some full-on green and some real high energy. Now it's releasing a couple days before St. Patrick's Day, so it's a great pickup if you want to wear something nice and loud and green for that. But it has been seen worn at a Celtics game, so as a Lakers fan, as much as I think it's cool he's done a different, more vibrant pair. I'll be staying away from this pair. However, if you do want a green pair, this is a great pickup because there hasn't been green Travis Scotts like this before. Moving over to March 21st, and we have this pair here, a collaboration on an Air Jordan 1 High and Swarovski crystals. It's not the first time we've had a collaboration between these two parties. This time though, it's on the high treatment with a nice price tag of $1,005. That's right, $1,005. Let that sink in. You can effectively have bought 3 or 4 of the pairs that I've already talked about in this video for the price of the shoe. And honestly, it looks pretty basic to me. It looks a lot like the Jordan 1 Tokyo pair where someone's kind of bedazzled it. For a $1,000 price tag, that does to me seem quite intense. However, if you are a big collaborations person and you do like premium materials, you can't deny this shoe has that, and it even comes with a charm, so that's, I guess, a plus as well. Moving on to March 21st, and we have the Air Jordan 14 in the University Blue colorway. Now, if you are like me and you collect University Blue shoes, this is probably a pair you've been waiting for a while, because it's been 20 years since the last release, all the way back in 2006. Now, one of the cool parts about the shoe is obviously the upper treatment on it looks great. It's got those University Blue hits. The big question for me though is it true University Blue? And that's something I feel is quite hard. I think of University Blue often being that lighter baby blue, but I've seen so many different shades on different models over the years. And this one to me is at risk of not being a true University Blue, despite the name of it. So keen to see it in hand and keen to know your thoughts. Do these images look true that it does look a University Blue shoe, or are we just getting a black and blue treatment? Also releasing on March 21st, and we have another Air Max 95, this time in the Grape colorway. Now this might be a hot take, but I actually think I prefer the grapes to the neons. While the neons have such a clear 90s flavor, this one to me is just a really well executed color blocking on a different model. Now I do love the grape treatment on a 5. I think that combination between purple and teal is a really unique combination that when you throw in white, it just works, and I don't know why that is the case. But then you apply that grape treatment to the Air Max 95, and I think it is quite subtle. Those hints of white, that little bringing on of gray, it just works. And it does kind of capture a really 90s flavor in a different way that doesn't need as much of the loud colors. Moving on to March 23rd, and we have a new colorway of a Kobe Air Force. This time it's the Nike Air Force Lower Merion Aces Away colorway. Now this is inspired by Kobe's high school. It comes in both a home and away colorway, but for me, the away treatment is the more interesting of the two. That maroon treatment stands out as a more interesting part when you're collecting the Air Forces of Kobe, as opposed to the white treatment, which is kind of understated. And there's a few cool touches on the shoe. One of my favorite touches is actually on the back of the shoe. Now, if I use the white version of the Kobe Air Forces, hopefully you'll see that the back of the shoe has Kobe's numbers. So on one side has the 24, the other side has the 8. I'll get it nice and close to the camera so you can see. But the interesting version about the shoe, inspired by his high school pair, is that's not 24 and that's not 8, it's 33, which is his high school number. So it's like a subtle detail and it's really cool. And then on the other side where it's not 33, I'm pretty sure it's actually the school's logo emblem. So great theming and a great nod to Kobe before his days in the NBA, and another cool shoe for us to pick up. Also releasing on March 23rd, and also releasing as a Kobe inspired by Kobe's high school, we have this pair here, the Kobe 5 Protro Low Merion Away colorway. Now this also comes in an away and a home version, and again I'm leaning myself towards the away version just because that color of maroon just pops a little bit more on the side of the shoe. Really cool to see that kind of silver and maroon on the shoe. It feels very elevated. It's just everything we like about a 5 right in the right way, and I could definitely have seen Kobe wearing this on court. Moving on to March 23rd, and we have another LeBron 23 releasing, but this time it is so cool. And the cool part about the LeBron 23s is it's been capturing iconic moments from throughout his career. We've had all sorts, from MVP seasons to the time he had the decision to the Redeem team. But this pair is such a cool one because it's inspired by one of the most intense versions of LeBron. There's obviously a little bit of aura and mythos behind when he had his masked LeBron games. So they've done this treatment based on his times as a Heat player when he had that stretch wearing the mask and absolutely went off. And it's so cool. And then on this case, they've done it even better, and they've done such good storytelling and theming. That kind of carbon fiber texture on the side of the shoe is obviously a direct nod and inspiration to the actual material of the mask. So fantastic moment captured here, and definitely a pair I'll be picking up if I can get one in my size. Moving on to March 26th, and we have a pretty big collaboration pair of off-whites coming back for an unexpected retro. Now previously this pair was called the Euros as it was a European release. Now they're calling it the Alaskas, I guess as a nod to Alaska and snow, so it can be more of a globalized release. But it is really cool to see a hyped collaboration and grail pair come back and in theory retro and become more accessible to some people. It's not a guarantee, obviously. Off-White still command a lot of hype and respect in terms of collectability, but we did see the shaded backboards drop and become a really easy accessible pair, so maybe this is going to be something you see all around. Moving on to March 30th, and we have another GT Future release, this time in the Galaxy colorway. Now, we obviously had the Galaxy foam posits before, and they were obviously such a big moment in time in the 2010s, come back recently and kind of dropped off. And I think Nike is a little bit disappointed by that because they'd obviously planned to make this release come out. It does have nods of that kind of Galaxy treatment. I don't think it's quite as vibrant as the previous pair, but it is interesting to see them taking more design inspiration and cues from the foam posit and release them more regularly into the GT Future lineup. Now, obviously rate the GT Future is really high, but I'm not too sure about this pair. It's almost unwearably wearable. I like that it's got a black upper, and I think I'd rather have an all blacked out pair than a pretty much blacked out pair with a little bit of a space hue on the side. It is a really high price point, so if you really do like a space shoe, by all means you might chase this, but I don't think this is going to be a very popular one, and it's not nearly as clean as some of the other GT Futures we've seen come out recently. Well, that takes us to the end of the video, and despite March following February, I think we've still got some pretty solid releases coming out this month. Like all months, I always call out my top 3 picks of what I want to chase this month. And this month, I think I'm going to be going with, obviously, the Jordan 4 Lakers. That's an absolute must and chase for me. I'll probably also be going for the Jordan 3 Teyana Taylors. I think it's got a really unique pair, and I do want to add some more unique 3s into my collection. And of course, I'm really big on that LeBron 23 all blacked out pair inspired by his mask, so I'll probably be chasing that. Let me know in the comment section below what 3 pairs you'll be chasing. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.